Intro. Have you ever felt like your story was just a footnote in someone else's grand narrative? Your voice, your strength, your contribution turning the pages back, way back, power, wisdom, sheer force of will echoing through centuries. Sometimes in a whisper, we're going to let them roar. We're talking about the women of the Bible, wives, mothers, leaders, prophets, saviors. These aren't just Sunday school stories. These are the accounts of women who stood in the face of armies, advised kings, and altered the very course of history. We're going to journey together, you and I, into the heart of their narratives. Deborah Judge, general, leading a nation to victory. Esther risked her crown, risked her life for her people. Abigail, who stopped a war with her words alone. These are the scripture snapshots of women who didn't just exist in the background. They commanded the stage. They were the strategists, the diplomats, the prophets, and the patrons who built communities and saved nations. Their legacies are a testament to the fact that purpose and power are not defined by gender. So, get comfortable, open your heart, and prepare to be inspired. This is more than a history lesson. It's an invitation to see yourself in their stories. Chapter 1. Let's start with a woman who was a force of nature, a leader in every sense of the word. Her name was Deborah. In her time, leadership was almost exclusively a man's world. But Deborah was different. The Bible, Book of Judges, calls her a prophetess. People came to her for wisdom, for guidance, for justice. She held court under a palm tree. Her word was law, guided by divine insight. Not just a spiritual leader, she was commander-in-chief of her nation, dispensing authority unheard of for a woman. When Israel was oppressed, Deborah received the call to action. She didn't hesitate. She summoned the military commander, Barak. She delivered God's battle plan.
She said, "The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you." He wavered. His faith faltered. He'd only go if she went. She didn't back down. She rose to the occasion. She went to the front lines.
Not a figurehead, she was the heart of the army's morale. Her presence, her spiritual authority, inspired a nation to fight for freedom. They secured a victory so profound it was sung for generations. Chapter 2. Now, let's talk about Miriam. We first meet her as a brave young girl, watching her baby brother, Moses. Baby Moses in a basket on the Nile. After the parting of the Red Sea, the nation stood on the shores of freedom. Who led them in celebration? It was Miriam. Then Miriam the prophetess took a tambourine. Miriam with a tambourine, women following her, tambourines and dancing by the sea. She was a worship leader. She was a unifier. She gave voice to the nation's joy, not a fleeting moment. Micah 6:4, listed with Moses and Aaron. Moses, Aaron. This shows her standing in the community, part of the core leadership trinity. Her story includes challenge, a moment of being humbled, Numbers 12. That doesn't diminish her. It makes her human. Even the greatest leaders are flawed. Their journey is one of growth. Miriam was a prophetess. Miriam was a leader. Miriam was a foundational voice in Israel's history. Chapter 3. In a time of spiritual crisis, when a nation had lost its way, it was a woman they turned to for the unvarnished truth. Her name was Huldah. The story, found in 2 Kings, 2 Chronicles, is absolutely gripping. During renovations in the temple, the high priest Hilkiah discovers a long-lost book of the law. When it's read to young King Josiah, he is devastated, tearing his robes, realizing how far the people have strayed. In a national emergency, who do they consult? Not the other male prophets, but Huldah. They go to her and ask for a word from God. Huldah doesn't mince words. She speaks with absolute authority, confirming the book's authenticity and prophesying judgment, yet offering mercy for Josiah because of his repentant heart. Her interpretation was the critical turning point. Huldah's prophecy gave Josiah conviction and divine mandate to launch revival, cleansing idolatry, and renewing the covenant. Chapter 4. Title: Esther, the queen who risked it all. There are moments in life when you are called to a purpose far greater than yourself for such a time as this. This is the story of Esther, a young Jewish orphan who becomes the queen of Persia. Her true identity a secret, but a wicked plot, Haman's decree to annihilate the Jews. Suddenly, her position is no longer comfort, it's courage. Her cousin Mordecai sends a message. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. The choice is terrifying. After a 3-day fast, she puts on her royal robes, takes a deep breath, and walks into the inner court of the king. This single act sets a brilliant plan in motion, diplomatic maneuvering and strategic timing. She exposes Haman's plot not with a sword, but with her wisdom and her words. She saves her people from genocide, and her legacy is celebrated in Purim, a testament to one woman's courage to speak up when it mattered most. Chapter 5. Title: Abigail, the peacemaker with wisdom. Have you ever seen a disaster coming and known only you could stop it? That was Abigail. Her story in 1 Samuel 25 is a masterclass in diplomacy and wisdom. Nabal insults David. David swears destruction by morning. When Abigail hears, she doesn't panic. She acts. She gathers food and wine, intercepts 400 armed men, bows before David, and delivers a brilliant, humble, persuasive speech. She takes the blame, praises David, reminds him that vengeance would stain his future kingship. Her words disarm a furious warrior. David blesses her. Abigail didn't just save her household. She preserved David's integrity. A powerful example of courage and discernment. Chapter 6, title: Priscilla, the teacher and church leader. In the early church, we hear of Paul and male leaders, but woven into the story are powerful women who were their equals in ministry. Meet Priscilla. She is often mentioned with her husband Aquila, and her name is often listed first, suggesting her prominence in ministry. They were tent makers by trade, but built the church. They met Apollos in Ephesus, gifted but needing clarity, and explained the way of God more adequately. Notice the language. They. Together they discipled and taught a male leader. This was active, authoritative theological instruction. Priscilla was a teacher of doctrine. Paul calls them co-workers who risked their necks and sends greetings to the church that meets in their home. Priscilla wasn't just a helper. She was a theologian, a mentor, and a foundational leader. Chapter 7. Sometimes purpose is fulfilled in a single glorious moment. Anna, prophetess, widow, 84, never left the temple, worshipped night and day, fasted and prayed. Imagine that, decades of devotion and waiting. Then the moment. Joseph and Mary bring Jesus. Anna recognizes him, not a king in a palace, but a baby in his mother's arms, and gives thanks to God. She spoke about the child to all who were looking forward to redemption, one of the very first evangelists. Chapter 8. Leadership doesn't always come with a title. Sometimes it looks like a successful businesswoman who opens her heart and her home. This is Lydia. We meet her in Acts 16, a dealer in purple cloth from Thyatira, successful, likely wealthy, an independent merchant of a luxury good, a woman of means and influence, a worshiper of God. Listening by the river, the Lord opened her heart. She and her household were baptized, then insisted, "If you consider me a believer, come and stay at my house." Not casual hospitality, it established the first church in Europe. Her home became the sanctuary and headquarters for mission in Philippi. Lydia used her resources and influence to plant and nurture a flourishing faith community. Chapter 9. Sometimes the most powerful endorsements come in a few lines. Paul commends Phoebe, a deacon of the church in Cenchreae. Deacon, diakonos, the same term Paul uses for his own ministry. He urges them to welcome and assist her because she is a benefactor, prostatis, a patron, protector, guardian. Scholars widely believe she carried the monumental letter to Rome, a deacon, a patron, a trusted emissary. Chapter 10. Our final story, a woman without a recorded name, known only as a wise woman of Abel, who saved her city during Joab's siege. She doesn't plead, she commands. She reminds Joab of Abel's wisdom and peace and challenges the logic of destroying a city for one man. She negotiates. You spare the city, we will deliver the rebel. Through courage, civic leadership, and brilliant negotiation, she saves her community from annihilation. Outro. And there you have it. 10 women, 10 stories of unbelievable courage, wisdom, and power. From Deborah, the general, to the wise woman who saved her city with her words. Their lives shout to us across the ages. Lead, influence, save, build. Not determined by the expectations of others, but by the conviction within our own souls. They were not footnotes, they were the headlines. They were the turning points. They weren't just a part of the story, they were the story. They found their purpose and lived it out loud. What I want you to take away, the same fire that was in them is in you. The same spirit of wisdom that guided Abigail. The same prophetic insight that filled Anna. The same courage that propelled Esther. The same leadership that defined Priscilla. That is all part of your inheritance. You may not be facing down an army or advising a king, but every single day you face your own battles. You have your own platforms. People need your wisdom and your strength. Don't ever let anyone make you feel small or insignificant. Your story is your own. Your chapter is still being written. What will you do with your such a time as this? Who will you speak up for? What will you build? What will you teach? Find that wise, courageous, powerful woman inside of you and let her lead. Because the world is waiting for your story too. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me today. Go out and live your purpose. I'll see you next time.